How often do you watch movies? Do you watch them not much? Just enough? Not enough? Every once in a while? Every once in a great while? Daily? Hourly? Bi-hourly? Whatever the answer is. I bet you haven't seen the movie Fear Street, 1666. Let me tell you about it. You remember the Fear Street book by R.L. Stein? You know, the one where you made goosebumps? It's not the goosebumps. It's... The movie explains it more than the book does, in my opinion. The movie takes a curveball within a lot of different things. And honestly, it becomes more complex the further the movie goes. The movie explains it in depth to where the book explains what happened. Now, I want to explain to you. If you have Netflix, great. Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Fear Street, 1666. What makes it so great? Well, here's what makes it so great in my opinion. Surfer always makes this movie is the only thing that makes me want to tell you guys about it. Now, it does take a curveball. It goes from 1666 to 1994. That's 4 years before I was born. So, what makes this so great? Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. What makes it so addicting? Addicting to where I want to say something about it, and that usually leads to me criticizing it. But not this time. I'm promoting it. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of that book, right? Fear Street. Well, guess what? They made a movie. There's a series of it. As of right now, I've only seen the third one. They made first, second, and third one. Honestly, I haven't seen the first two. I've only seen the one I just saw 15 minutes ago. Well, actually, there's a lot of things I can say about it. It made me realize that there's a lot of stuff in this world we will never understand. We want answers. But science can give it to us. Now, I don't know what you believe in, whether it's gods, science, or nothing. But there's one explanation I have that you probably won't want to hear. I'll tell you why you won't hear it. Because you don't believe in such trivial things. Like, how do things come and die and then come again? How does night go to day? Why is space black? Why do good things happen? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why do good things happen to bad people? Why is the sky blue? Why do we have clouds? Where does this tree come from? Well, I can't really say that, but where do we get our existence from? How far does the row of ancestors go? I'll tell you. Let me explain to you what happens. There's many things that we can't understand. I'm about to explain to you the answers. Witchcraft is one answer, but that's stupid. Everyone does witchcraft and no one knows the answer to that one. And don't worry, I will get back to the movie in a second, but I want to explain this really quick. Did you know your ancestors spoke different languages? If you can speak traditionally in Chinese, or if you can speak coherently and fluently, you wouldn't have any problems until maybe the 15th person down the line. If we go way back, way back, there's actually a good theory. And it's true. If you go by science, that is. If you go by God, the God, Christ, it's all about Him. That's it. So, next thing. Ancestors. They all came from a certain line, right? So, that means not a whole lot you can say, but there are a lot of things you can understand. Homo erectus. That's our first ancestor. That's where all the Homo sapiens came about. Now, anthropomorphous, that's something different. Now let's go back even further than that. There were no Homo sapiens, right? What the freak was that? The lid. Okay. Anyways, not my bed from coming apart. Anyways, let's go further back. Before Homo sapiens, before Homo erectus, is Homo? I forgot the name of it. But let's go back further. You're familiar with lemurs, right? If you are, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. They were lemur-like animals. That's further down the line of ancestors. And further down that line are lizards, reptiles. All through that, there are different ancestors. Different ancestors that are way down that line. Way down. And let me explain something. We evolved from apes. But not just apes. Homo erectus. Homo erectus is what first brought humans and monkeys. Now, there's a lot of things that you can think about. But when you think about what's back millions of years ago, trillions of years ago, one thing, lizards was the first ancestor. I know that sounds weird, but there's a YouTube channel called Riddle. That's called Our Ancestors. I'm not sure what tablet it is. There it is. I'll tell you what the name of the video is so you can go and see it yourself. So you don't think I'm weird. In fact, I might even post parts of it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you this. And this is going to be amazing. By the way, Riddle is spelled with 3 D's instead of just 2. Okay, so Reddle. Okay. It's called What If You Met All Your Ancestors from 385 million years back? What if? That's the question. What if? Homo erectus was the first Homo sapien. Well, not really a sapien, but the first human to walk to Earth in science terms. Now, back to the movie. Fear Street becomes different. There's a curveball in the middle of the movie, too. Now, you might not think any of this makes sense because I've been going on a tangent all this time, but I'm being real. R.L. Stein was a great guy and wrote books for a living. Goosebumps, Fear Street, all those good books he wrote. But there's one thing he forgot. He forgot detail in some of it. Now the movie explains that detail. Explains what he left out. Explains what he needs to add. Explains what he put in. All the work he did. Now, I don't expect you to understand anything, but what really happens is what we think did not happen. Now, let me explain this. Witchcraft always was a part of culture. Ever since 1555. It's been like that. Now, there used to be an old tradition. Remember what that was about witches? Remember how they dealt with it? They would tie a rope to someone in a chair that's accused of being a witch. And they would cast that person into a river. If they sank and then rose back up, they're a witch. If they didn't, yeah, they weren't witches, but I think they still died. Now, Seraphir is the first to be accused of being a witch. Because she went to a witch. A simple exchange for power, or make deal with the devil. Everyone does that. Now, the movie I watched is very complex, and it jumps from one year to another. But look it up. Not on YouTube. On Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, sorry. Watch a trailer of it. Anyways, until next time. As always, peace. Look it up.